The vast chamber of the Galactic Council stretched beyond what any human could imagine. Crystalline towers rose from the floor, each pulsing with the light of a different star system. Ambassador Thurok pressed his clawed appendages against the viewing console, studying the small blue planet rotating on screen. His scales rippled with satisfaction as he read the data. "This Earth contains substantial lithium deposits," he growled to his aide, a smaller creature with too many eyes. "Perfect for our expansion needs." The council members, representing dozens of star systems, barely glanced at the transmission. They had seen this before, another backwater world ripe for harvesting. Some floated in tanks of ammonia, others perched on metallic branches, but all shared the same dismissive attitude. The humans crawling across Earth's surface were classified as Class 3 primitive, no technological threat. Councillor Vextha, whose people had conquered 17 planets, snorted through her breathing apparatus. "Let the Korthak have their fun. These mammals still use combustion engines." On Earth, Dr. Han Soo-jin rubbed his tired eyes and looked up from his telescope at the Seoul Observatory. The data made no sense. Strange lights flickered in the sky, too organized to be meteors, too silent to be aircraft. The computer had detected them hours ago, but now they were getting closer. His colleague, Lee Young-woo, burst through the door carrying 2 cups of coffee. The younger scientist stopped when he saw Soo-jin's face. "What is it?" Young-woo asked, setting down the cups. Soo-jin pointed at the screen. Dozens of bright dots moved in perfect formation above Earth's atmosphere. They pulsed with an unnatural light that hurt to look at directly. "Are those—" Young-woo began. "Ships," Soo-jin whispered. "We need to warn everyone." Back in the council chamber, the Korthak representative, General Brutok, laughed with a sound like grinding metal. His race had crushed civilizations for centuries. Earth would fall in days. "My fleet awaits orders," Brutok announced. "We will strip their world bare and add it to the hegemony." The other council members murmured approval. Earth's fate was sealed. In Seoul, panic spread through the military compound as reports flooded in. Similar lights appeared over every major city on Earth. General Kim Ho-jin studied the data with growing dread. "Sir," a young officer stammered, "they're just waiting, hovering there." Ho-jin nodded grimly. He'd fought in 3 wars, but never against an enemy from the stars. Dr. Soo-jin and Young-woo worked frantically, trying to understand what the sensors detected. The ship's energy signatures were unlike anything in Earth's databases. They seemed to bend space itself. "Look at this," Young-woo said, pointing at his screen. "Their power output? It's impossible." Through his telescope, Soo-jin watched one of the ships descend. It was beautiful and terrible, shaped like a curved blade of black metal. No human technology could create something so large yet graceful. The Galactic Council, Ambassador Thurok received confirmation that the Korthak fleet had arrived. He smiled, showing rows of needle-sharp teeth. "Excellent. How long until surrender?" 3 days maximum," Brutok replied. "These humans have never faced an advanced species. They will break quickly." The council members returned to their other business. This invasion would be over before their next meeting. Earth would become another number in their vast catalogue of conquered worlds. But thousands of light years away, something unexpected was happening. Young-woo grabbed his friend's arm as new readings appeared on their screens. "Soo-jin, the ships, they're scanning us, learning our language, our technology, everything." Soo-jin felt a chill run down his spine. These aliens weren't just here to destroy. They were studying humanity like specimens in a lab. As the first alien vessel descended toward Seoul, its hull gleaming in the city lights, Dr. Soo-jin made a decision that would change everything. He reached for the emergency broadcast system. "This is Dr. Han Soo-jin at Seoul Observatory. We are not alone. They are coming. Prepare yourselves." His words echoed across the planet as alien shadows fell over human cities. The Galactic Council expected quick victory. The Korthak came for easy conquest. Neither understood that they had chosen the wrong world to invade. In the council chamber, Ambassador Thurok's aide whispered urgent updates. Something was wrong. The humans weren't running. They weren't begging for mercy. They were fighting back. The hegemony of Korthak's fleet emerged from hyperspace like dark clouds blotting out the sun. 40 massive vessels, each the size of a city, hovered over Earth's major population centers. Their hulls were black metal that seemed to swallow light, and strange symbols glowed along their edges. Commander Gorthak stood on his flagship's bridge, watching the planet below. His forearms moved across holographic displays, showing Earth's military positions. Everything was exactly as expected, primitive and weak. Pathetic, he muttered, his voice like gravel grinding together. Their strongest weapons are chemical explosives. He activated the planetary broadcast system. His image appeared on every screen on Earth as his translator converted his words into human languages. Humans of Earth, surrender immediately. Your primitive weapons cannot harm us. Resistance will only bring suffering. President Park Min-soo stood in the Seoul emergency bunker 200 meters underground. General Kim Ho-jin was beside him, watching screens that showed the alien ships over major cities. The first orbital strikes had already begun, targeting military installations with precision that left both men speechless. They hit 12 of our air bases in seconds, Ho-jin reported, his voice shaking. Complete destruction, surgical strikes. Above Seoul, Captain Oh Sung-min led his F-35 squadron in a desperate attack. His pilots were the best Korea had, but they flew toward ships that dwarfed mountains. He armed his missiles and fired. The weapons streaked toward the massive vessel. For a moment, hope flared in his chest. Then the missiles simply vanished, dissolving into nothing as they hit the ship's shields. "What?" Sung-min gasped into his radio. "Our jets can't even scratch their hulls," Ho-jin reported to the president. "Their shields absorb everything, missiles, bullets, even our strongest bombs." Through his radio crackled the voice of pilot Yang Jin-ae. "This is insane. It's like throwing rocks at a mountain." The alien ship didn't even slow down. It moved through the missile barrage like a shark through minnows. Sung-min watched in horror as blue energy beams lanced from the ship, turning 2 of his fighters into fireballs. "All units retreat," he ordered, but knew it was too late. In the Galactic Council chamber, dozens of species watched the invasion on massive screens. They ate strange foods and discussed trade agreements while humans died on Earth. "Counselor," Vextha yawned with her 3 mouths. "The Gorthak are being gentle. Usually they destroy everything in the first hour." "These humans have no shields, no energy weapons," added another member, his tentacles waving dismissively. "This isn't a battle, it's pest control." Back on Earth, the president and his generals watched their military crumble. Every satellite was destroyed. Their ships were sunk before they could fire a shot. Air bases became craters of molten metal. "Sir," a young officer stammered, "the aliens are landing ground troops in Busan and Incheon." Park Min-soo closed his eyes. In 1 hour, decades of military progress had become useless. The enemy's weapons and shields were beyond human understanding. "Commander." Gorthak reviewed the battle data. His computers showed Earth's military strength falling by the minute, exactly as predicted. "Inform the Council," he told his aide. "Complete victory in 18 hours, maybe less." But something nagged at him. His scanners detected odd movement patterns in the destroyed cities. Most conquered species huddled together, waiting for death. These humans were moving, organizing. "Hiding, Commander," his aide reported. "The humans aren't surrendering, they're regrouping." Gorthak snorted. "Let them. Their weapons are toys." In Seoul's subway tunnels, Dr. Soo-jin crawled through debris with a group of survivors. Above them, alien ships patrolled the ruins. The physicist clutched a damaged alien device they'd found in the wreckage. "Young-woo," he whispered to his friend. "Look at this, the metal, the energy patterns, it's not impossible, just advanced." Young-woo examined the fragment. "You think we can understand it?" "We have to try. We need every advantage." The Galactic Council members finished their meals and returned to their quarters. Earth's fall was so certain they didn't bother watching anymore. Just another world added to their vast empire. But in the tunnels beneath Seoul, in the ruins of Busan, in the burned forests outside Tokyo, humans gathered. They studied alien technology. They made plans. They refused to die quietly. Commander Gorthak would learn soon that Earth was different. Humans didn't break like other species. They adapted. They learned. And they remembered every slight, every death, every destroyed home. The real war was about to begin. 72 hours after the invasion began, something changed. The aliens had expected Earth to surrender by now. Instead, strange reports reached the Korthak fleet. Patrols went silent. Supply convoys disappeared. Their sensors detected impossible things. In underground bunkers across Korea, scientists worked frantically over recovered alien technology. They had no time to sleep, no time to mourn. Every hour brought new discoveries that could save humanity. Dr. Choi Hae-in, a quantum physicist from KAIST, bent over a table covered with alien circuits. She hadn't left the bunker in 2 days. Her eyes were red from staring at screens, but her mind burned with new ideas. "Look at these power conduits," she told her team, pointing at the strange metal fragments. "They use a frequency modulation, or we can disrupt." Young Woo, who'd lost his family in the first bombings, worked beside her. His hands shook as he connected wires. "You mean we can actually hurt them?" "Better," Hae-in smiled for the first time in days. "We can turn their weapons against them." Above ground, Sergeant Kang Ho-seok crouched in the ruins of Busan. His squad of 8 soldiers looked nothing like the trained units from before the invasion. They wore torn uniforms and carried weapons that shouldn't exist, alien rifles powered by car batteries and human tech. "Remember," Ho-seok whispered to his men, "they expect us to run. We're going to show them otherwise." The aliens had patterns. They sent patrols at the same times every day. They used the same routes. They moved like they owned the world, which made them careless. Corporal Park Jun-ho checked his improvised EMP device. It was ugly, alien components welded to a car battery. With copper wire, but Dr. Hae-in's team swore it would work. 2 minutes, Jun-ho reported. The Korthak patrol appeared right on schedule. 3 tall aliens in powered armor walked down the broken street. Their weapons glowed with blue energy. They had already killed hundreds of humans in this district. Ho-seok waited until they passed his position. Then he gave the signal. The EMP erupted with a sound like thunder. The aliens' armor sparked and died. Their shields collapsed. For the first time since the invasion, humans saw their enemies without protection. "Now," Ho-seok screamed. His squad fired everything they had. Bullets that bounced off alien shields now found flesh. The invaders stumbled, confused and bleeding. One fell. Then another. In the Galactic Council chamber, Ambassador Thurok stared at his displays in disbelief. Korthak casualties climbed steadily, not the quick, clean victory they'd expected. "How?" he demanded. Commander Gorthak's face appeared on screen. For the first time, he looked worried. "The humans are using our technology against us. They've learned to disrupt our shields." The other council members leaned forward. This wasn't supposed to happen. Primitive species didn't adapt this fast. Back in Seoul, Dr. Hae-in made another breakthrough. She held up a small device that hummed with energy. "This is their communicator," she explained to the other scientists. "But I've modified it. We can hear everything they say." Young Woo downloaded the alien frequencies into their computers. Soon human engineers and linguists worked together to understand the enemy language. Within hours, they intercepted patrol orders and supply routes. "They're bringing reinforcements to Gangnam district," a linguist reported. Ho-seok got the message. Han smiled grimly. His squad set up an ambush using the aliens' own information against them. The Korthak reinforcements expected resistance. What they found instead was a trap. Humans had placed alien weapons in buildings, powered by human generators. The aliens walked into crossfire from their own technology. Across Earth, similar stories played out. In Tokyo, a maintenance worker, named Tanaka, figured out how to override alien vehicles. In New York, a computer programmer named Williams hacked into their supply drones. In London, a chemist named Thompson created acid that ate through their armor. The Galactic Council watched in growing alarm as Earth's defenders not only resisted, but began pushing back. Species that had never known defeat murmured nervously. "This is unprecedented," Councillor Vexther admitted. "The humans adapt too quickly." Commander Gorthak's losses mounted daily. His advance units reported impossible things. Humans using Korthak technology better than the Korthak themselves. Primitive species that learned faster than computers. "Sir," his aide reported, "we've lost 12 patrols today. The humans use our own weapons, our own tactics. How do they learn so fast? Gorthak stared at Earth on his screens. This was supposed to be easy. These creatures should have broken days ago. Instead, they grew stronger every hour. In the Soul Bunker, Dr. Hay-In held up her latest creation. It looked like a flashlight, but it pulsed with alien energy. "This will shut down their ships," she told the others. "All we need is to get close." Enough! The humans weren't running anymore, they were hunting. 6 weeks into the occupation, Commander Gorthak's confidence shattered like glass. He stood on his flagship's bridge, watching screens that showed impossible things. His forces, designed for overwhelming conventional warfare, found themselves bleeding from 1,000 cuts. Lieutenant Sim Ji-woo worked frantically inside a captured Gorthak scout ship. Sweat dripped onto her tablet computer as she hacked into alien systems. The ship's controls were nothing like human technology, but she refused to give up. "Come on," she whispered, fingers flying over the strange symbols. "Just like cracking a smartphone." The ship's engines suddenly roared to life. Ji-woo laughed despite herself. She had done it. A human had stolen an alien warship, flying alongside. Her was Park Tae-hyun, a former commercial pilot who'd learned alien controls through pure observation. His ship wobbled at first, but he quickly adapted. He'd spent 3 weeks watching captured aliens fly, memorizing every movement. "Ji-woo, you see that?" Tae-hyun's voice crackled through the radio. More ships coming in from the north. Below them, 3 Gorthak vessels approached a human settlement. Ji-woo armed the alien weapons she barely understood and dove toward her. "Former enemies." "Impossible," Gorthak snarled as he watched his own ships turn against him. On his main screen, 2 stolen fighters attacked a Gorthak squadron. "How do they adapt so quickly?" His aide, trembling with fear, reported new disasters. "Sir, the humans have taken 8 more ships. They're using our technology better than we do." Gorthak crushed the armrest of his command chair. The humans learned too fast. They took alien technology and improved it within days. His weapons engineers needed years to make small changes. In the Galactic Council chambers, Ambassador Thurok's feathers rustled nervously. Reports flooded in from Earth, each worse than the last. Humans using captured weapons, turning Gorthak technology against itself. Employing tactics no civilized species had ever conceived. They fight like... Councillor Vexler paused, searching for words. Like they have nothing to lose. Another member, his tentacles writhing with anxiety, added, "They don't follow the rules of war. They attack supply lines, infrastructure, even civilians who cooperate with the Gorthak." Thurok scrolled through the battle reports. In Seoul, humans had dug tunnels under alien positions and attacked from below. In Busan, they'd disguised explosive devices as rescue supplies. In Tokyo, they'd trained animals to carry bombs into Gorthak camps. On Earth, the tide was turning in ways no one had predicted. Dr. Hay-In now led a team of 100 scientists working in underground labs. They'd reverse-engineered alien technology and made it work with human equipment. "Look at this," she told Young-woo, holding up a device that glowed with blue energy. "I've combined their shield technology with our power sources. It's more efficient than the original." Young-woo shook his head in amazement. "How long did it take them to develop this?" "According to our prisoners, about 300 years, Hay-In smiled grimly. "We did it in 5 weeks. Sergeant Ho-seok's squad had grown from 8 to 80. Former civilians now fought beside trained soldiers. A teacher named Kim Soo-jin could strip and rebuild alien rifles. A shopkeeper called Lee Min-ho led night raids that left Gorthak patrols paranoid and exhausted. "They sleep in shifts," Min-ho reported at their planning meeting. "Always keep guards posted, but they don't understand our culture." Ho-seok leaned forward. "What do you mean?" "They mark their territory like animals. But we know every building, every alley. This is our home. They're just visitors." That night, Min-ho's words proved true. The humans hit 3 alien positions simultaneously, using tunnels the invaders didn't know existed. Each attack lasted minutes, but the damage was severe. Commander Gorthak received the reports with growing rage. His casualties mounted daily. Worse, his soldiers were losing the will to fight. The humans didn't just resist, they terrorized their occupiers. "Sir," his communications officer said, We're intercepting human broadcasts. They're coordinating attacks across the planet. Gorthak listened to the intercepted messages. Humans speaking dozens of languages, but all sharing the same purpose: resistance, defiance, hatred for the invaders. The Galactic Council's mood darkened as new reports arrived. Earth was supposed to be conquered by now. Instead, the Gorthak were losing ships, supplies, and soldiers every day. The humans don't surrender, Thurok explained to his fellow ambassadors. When we destroy a city, they don't beg for mercy, they get angry. They learn from our attacks and hit back harder. Above Earth, Jiwoo and Taihyun led a growing fleet of stolen alien ships. Human pilots who'd never seen spacecraft before the invasion now flew better than Gorthak veterans. The galaxy watched in horror as a primitive world refused to be conquered. The retreat began on a Tuesday. Commander Gorthak stood on his flagship's bridge, watching Earth shrink in the display. His fleet had been reduced to half strength by creatures who should have been extinct by now. Every instinct screamed at him to turn and fight, but his remaining officers had already broken. "Set course for the outer system," he ordered, his voice thick with shame. "Signal all ships to withdraw." His aide, scarred from a human attack, nodded. Quickly. "Sir, shall we inform the Council?" Gorthak closed his four eyes. "Tell them we're regrouping," but the humans weren't finished. Admiral Lee So-young, formerly just a Navy captain, stood on the bridge of her stolen Gorthak destroyer. Around her, a mixed crew of humans worked side by side with captured alien prisoners who'd switched sides. "All ships, advance," she ordered into her communicator. "Don't let them escape." Her fleet was a patchwork of human vessels, stolen alien ships, and hybrid craft that combined both technologies. The human engineers had worked miracles, turning captured enemy vessels into something even deadlier than the originals. As the Gorthak fleet limped toward the edge of the solar system, So-young's forces pursued. They moved like wolves, picking off stragglers and damaged ships. Her pilots had learned to fly alien craft better than their original owners. "Admiral," her communications officer reported, "we have a clear shot at their flagship." So-young activated the broadcast system. Her voice reached every ship in both fleets. "Gorthak, Commander Gorthak, this is Admiral Lee So-young of the Earth Defense Fleet." On his ship, Gorthak froze. The humans knew his name. "You came to our home uninvited," So-young continued, her voice cold as space. "You killed our people, destroyed our cities. Now leave and never return." The Galactic Council watched in stunned silence as Earth's defenders not only drove off their invaders, but captured several Gorthak capital ships in the process. The massive screens in the council chamber showed the impossible scene. Councillor Vexthar dropped the strange fruit she was eating. "They're winning?" "Not just winning," whispered another member. "They're hunting the Gorthak like prey." Ambassador Thurok's hands trembled as he accessed his classification system. With shaking claws, he erased Earth's old designation and typed new words. Class 1. Extreme Technological Adaptation. Potential Council Threat. Recommend immediate diplomatic contact. On Earth, the celebrations were just beginning. In the Seoul Command Bunker, President Park Min-soo watched the alien retreat with tears in his eyes. General Ho Jin stood beside him, no longer looking like a defeated man. "They're really leaving," Ho Jin said, his voice filled with wonder. Dr. Hae-in hugged Young Woo in their underground lab. Around them, screens showed human ships chasing the alien fleet. "We did it," she whispered. "We actually did it. But their victory came with a price. Cities lay in ruins, millions were dead. The world would never be the same. Yet humanity had proven something that shocked the galaxy." Sergeant Hoseok and his squad watched from a rooftop in Busan as alien ships disappeared into space. The teacher, Kim Soo-jin, still carrying an alien rifle, smiled through her tears. "Think they'll come back?" she asked. Hoseok shook his head. "If they do, we'll be ready." In space, Admiral So-young's fleet surrounded a damaged Gorthak capital ship. The alien vessel was too damaged to run and too proud to surrender. "Capture that ship intact," So-young ordered. "We need to learn everything." Her boarding teams moved with precision that would have amazed the original owners. Humans who'd never seen space combat 6 weeks ago now fought like veterans. Commander Gorthak's flagship finally escaped Earth's gravity well. As the blue planet became a dot, he couldn't forget the final image. Human ships, some built with human technology. Others stolen from his fleet, all working together. "Sir," his aide reported, "the Council is demanding a full report." Gorthak laughed bitterly. "Tell them the truth. We were defeated by a species we considered primitive." In the Council chamber, panic spread like wildfire. If humans could defeat the mighty Gorthak, what else were they capable of? "Prepare diplomatic missions," Thurok ordered. "Send gifts, send apologies, do whatever it takes to avoid their anger." Back on Earth, Admiral So Young looked out at the stars. Her planet was scarred but not broken. Her people were hurt but not defeated. And now they had alien technology, alien ships, and alien knowledge. "Open a channel to all Earth forces," she commanded. When every human ship could hear her, she spoke. Words that would echo through history. "Today we proved that Earth belongs to humanity. Tomorrow we'll show the galaxy what that means." The stars no longer seemed distant. They seemed like destinations waiting to be explored.